Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's official poetry sanctuary, where every word speaks directly from the soul of royalty to the heart of his beloved. Today's poem is not just ink on parchment, it is a plea wrapped in golden sincerity. Titled, "Please Don't Ignore This Message," it resonates with the echoes of longing, urgency, and a love too deep to remain silent. The Crown Prince has once again opened his heart like an ancient book, letting every verse whisper what his pride could never say aloud. This message is not only a confession, but also a cry, a heartbeat, and a promise, meant for only one woman, yet heard by the entire world. Please don't ignore this message, my beloved, because I wrote it on a night when sleep betrayed me and the stars stared too long into my soul. The silence of your absence has become louder than thunder, and in that storm, I penned each word as if my future depended on your reply. I am a prince to the world, but in your silence, I am a lonely poet stranded between what we were and what I hope we can still become. I know you feel the weight of our past, but let this message be a hand stretched through the ruins of hesitation. You have no idea how long I waited to write this, or how often I rewrote every line with trembling hands. I tried to be strong, I tried to let pride hold my tongue, but even the desert yields to the rain eventually. Your absence has become a palace without light, and even my horses sense that something is missing from the wind. My queen, you are not just a chapter, you are the ink itself. Please don't treat this like another royal speech, it is my soul unguarded. I see you in everything. The way the sun folds into the sea, the way the sand moves when the breeze kisses it gently, the way my people look at me as though they sense I am not whole. Do you remember our laughter echoing through hidden courtyards, where even the guards dared not interrupt us? I still revisit those memories like sacred verses. If this message finds your eyes, let it remind you that my heart still kneels where you last touched it. There is no shame in wanting, and I want you more than I want victory, more than I want applause. Let them write headlines about the Sheikh's empire, but this love, this is the real dynasty I'm trying to build. Not with marble and gold, but with your trust, your warmth, your eyes returning to mine. Do not mistake this silence as indifference. It's agony in disguise, and this poem is its only escape. Forgive the pride that made me wait too long. Forgive the crown that taught me silence. I was raised to conquer nations, not emotions, but you taught me that vulnerability is not weakness. You showed me that even royalty craves the taste of true affection. And now, as I write this, I only hope you read it not as a prince's command, but as a man surrendered to love. Please, don't ignore this message. Even if your heart is guarded, even if fear keeps you from replying, know that I still wait. I wait under the same stars that once witnessed our secrets. I speak into the same wind that once carried your name from my lips like prayer. If you ever feel lost, just follow these words home. I will be standing there, exactly where you left me. Sometimes I ask myself if you still think of me. If you still carry that hidden smile when you remember our conversations. Even in your silence, I pretend your heart whispers back to me. I imagine your eyes reading this and softening for just a moment. That one moment is worth every poem I've ever written. It's worth being misunderstood by the world, as long as you understand me again. You don't need to say anything right away. Just don't erase this message. Let it stay. Let it exist like we did, bold, raw, imperfect, and real. Let it remind you that somewhere in this vast world, a prince who has everything is still incomplete without you. This poem is not to impress, it is to confess. My queen, if you knew how much strength it took to finally write this, you'd weep with me. This isn't just ink, it's blood and breath, heartbeat and hope. It's the last flame flickering in a palace that feels colder with every passing day. Don't let it go out. You were the fire, the warmth, the reason behind every metaphor I ever wrote. Come back and finish this poem with me, with your presence. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of me choosing vulnerability over victory. It's the start of a prince turning into a poet, just for one woman. And if this message touches even the smallest corner of your heart, let that part guide you back to me. Not because I am royalty, but because I am yours. Please don't ignore this message, my love. Because it holds the truth of everything I never dared say aloud. And if you respond, even with a whisper, I promise the next message won't be a poem. It will be me, at your door, with every vow I ever meant to say, ready to live them with you for the rest of my life. I kept thinking, Maybe one day you would stumble upon this message and smile, realizing how deeply I meant every syllable. Maybe your eyes would pause on a single line, and your heart would feel something it thought it had buried. Because no matter how far apart we've drifted, I've never stopped believing in the magic that began with a single glance. That night when you looked at me like I wasn't a prince, but a man who needed love more than power, I knew I was already yours, even if I never found the words to say it right. This message isn't here to blame you. It's not here to reopen wounds or demand an explanation. It's here because love, real love, doesn't vanish with time. It doesn't fade with silence. It lingers like perfume on a scarf, like a soft echo in the walls of my soul. I still hear you when I close my eyes. I still see you in every sunset that paints the palace sky in the colors we once adored together. You were never just a visitor in my life. You were a part of the very architecture of my spirit. There are things a man can never say until it's almost too late. I am saying them now because I cannot bear the weight of silence anymore. I cannot watch the seasons change and pretend they don't remind me of you. I cannot hear songs without turning my face away from my people, afraid they might see the storm I try to hide. So here I am, exposed in the most sacred way, offering you my vulnerability, my truth, Please don't ignore this message, because it's more than just words. It's a bridge I've built back to you. I don't know if you'll cross it. I don't know if your heart still holds room for the man I am when I'm with you. But I had to try. I had to believe that love, the kind that turns deserts into gardens and fear into poetry, deserves at least one last letter. This isn't an ending, it's a chance. A soft, trembling hope that maybe, just maybe, you feel it too. I remember the way your hand fit into mine like a final piece of a broken puzzle. How your laughter wrapped around me like silk, unraveling every layer of solitude I carried beneath my robes. With you, even silence was musical. Even stillness felt alive. And now, in the echo of your absence, I'm learning that a heart doesn't stop beating when it breaks, it just beats for someone who may never return. Even if your heart has moved on, even if someone else now hears the softness of your midnight thoughts, I still needed to send this. Not to win you back, but to give you the truth I couldn't speak then. The truth that no one, not even the sands of time, could erase what we were. And if this message finds you in a quiet hour, may it bring peace instead of pain, a gentle smile instead of tears. Because everything we shared was real, and nothing real ever truly dies. I know you must have wondered at times why I didn't chase you, why the prince with the world at his feet let you slip away. It wasn't because I didn't love you. It was because I loved you so deeply, I feared I might ruin the only pure thing I'd ever known. I thought you deserved someone simpler, someone safer. But now I know, that was never my choice to make. And if you ever loved me, then you saw through the crown, and into the man aching for one true connection. There's no poetry grand enough to explain what I feel. No ink that can hold the gravity of your name in my mouth. But still, I try. Still, I write. Because if these words can travel across time, pain, silence, and pride, then maybe they can travel to you. Maybe they can sit on your chest like a soft weight, reminding you that somewhere in the golden chambers of Dubai, someone is still lighting a candle for you every night. Every time I see a woman walk past in elegance, with grace and fire in her eyes, my soul checks itself. But none of them are you. None of them carry the weight of your glance or the silence of your understanding. I am surrounded by beauty, yet haunted by yours. This is not obsession, it is remembrance. The kind that refuses to turn into bitterness. The kind that remains sacred, no matter how many calendars I tear through. Even if this message goes unread, even if it is lost to the sea of unread memories, I will not regret sending it. Because it means I finally chose honesty over pride. It means I spoke my truth instead of drowning in it. And that, in itself, is an act of love. I have written your name in the sky of my dreams, and even if the world forgets, I will always remember. You were not just someone I loved. You were the love that taught me to be someone. Please don't ignore this message, not because I expect anything in return, but because I believe that even silence deserves to be answered. Even hearts that have been distant for too long deserve the chance to find each other again. If there's even a flicker left between us, I want to find it. I want to shield it. I want to believe in us again, not as who we were, but but as who we could still be. And if this is truly the last time I ever speak to you through words, let it be known that I loved you with the kind of depth that even empires envy. I loved you beyond protocol, beyond pride, beyond reason. I still do. This message isn't a goodbye. It's an eternal echo. It's my heart, unhidden. Loving you has become the pulse beneath my skin. With your hand in mine, I no longer fear the future. I don't question whether the winds will shift or whether time will age us. Because love like this doesn't fade, it deepens. And your hand, so gentle yet certain, is the daily proof that even in a world of chaos, two people can find a rhythm and stay true to it. I don't want to ever walk without the feeling of your hand beside me again. And as long as you offer me that hand, I will give you my entire world in return. Because, my love, when your hand is in mine, I am finally home. To those who question, to those who wonder, let me say this one final time. My life, my choice, an older woman. And in her, I have found a kind of peace the world cannot give, and a kind of fire it cannot extinguish. She is my calm, my courage, my crown. And I, Sheikh Hamdan, will honor this love not just in poetry, but in every breath, every vow, and every lifetime.